prestigious Vivekananda Institute of Values. And Maharaj has so many achievements to his credit, and which we came to know because I took the liberty, Maharaj, of sharing your profile which I took from the Delhi website, And you have so many achievements that it's beyond my vocabulary.
No. Actually, we're all small instruments trying in our own humble way to do his work. So there's nothing to be proud of. People at half our age, they are running districts as district magistrates. So because of, so Bangla Thakur bolche na alu potal lapache niche agu. The fire is below, so the vegetables are jumping about. But the real thing is the fire that is below. Anyway, so although it was a very sudden notice at a short notice,
yes, thank you so
still
much.
I thought that it's nice. Let me try to join. How many people have joined, Juma?
Sorry, it's showing 24 now.
Achha. Very good. So their numbers don't matter. So when you say okay, we'll start.
Yes. You can. We can start now because we're already a little bit late. So I hope your time is. You are not rushed, Maharaj. We just want you.
Maharaj. Yeah.
Pranam Maharaj.
Pranam Maharaj.
So let us start.
Okay. So with pranams to the Holy Trio and
Dharmasya Sarva Dharma Swarupine Avatar Varishthaya Ramakrishna Te Namaha Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Mahurmuhu Namasri Etirajaya Vivekananda Suri Satyasukha Swarupaya Swamini Taparani. Really, I am also extremely happy to be associated with this group because speaking about Thakur Swamiji, in our own humble way, a little prachar is definitely one of the mandated duties of a monk, particularly by Swamiji. Not only that, although many advised me not to shift from Delhi, which we had really worked hard to bring it to where it is today, apart from the fact that we have a huge institute here, where we are running a value program in more than 6,300 schools from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. That was one of the reasons why this was established. Another reason was I thought that whether it's possible to create a small community of really, really sincere seekers who will be interested in deeper spiritual life. I thought that at the last phase of my life, I should also devote more time in that direction. And also I thought at least we can really inspire a few to lead that kind of a life. Because, that is actually will be our discussion today. How do we understand? We are all part of this great movement called the Ramakrishna movement. What is its speciality? How are we different from others? Because you see, you find that movements which have sprung up very recently, 15 years, 20 years back, they have huge following. See, every year the Radha Swami Satsang, they hold a huge meeting in Delhi. 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs people come. I tell in all my 16 years as the head of Delhi Ashram, probably I might have seen even lesser crowd than that. So what is it? What is it that is so great about our movement? What is its speciality? So, our talking, our giving lectures, our this and that, they're all secondary. Sri Ramakrishna never gave any lecture. Mother never gave any lecture. Most of the direct disciples could hardly speak that way. Swamiji was specifically mandated, asked to do it. Narenshika debe, hak debe, ghare baire. See, Narendra will speak. He will give a clarion call, both inside and outside. That was clearly mandated by Sri Ramakrishna and against his wishes. You see, that's our tradition. Narendranath was not up to this lecturing or anything. He never wanted. He came to Sri Ramakrishna to realize God. He said, can you show me? Have you realized God? That was the question. So even during his period of tutelage under Sri Ramakrishna, he clearly again and again asked him for a spiritual experience. And when Sri Ramakrishna asked him, what do you really want? He said, I want to remain deeply absorbed in samadhi and once in a way come out of that state to have a morsel or two of food for the sustenance of the body and again dive deep into samadhi. This is what Swamiji wanted to do. Any other guru would have been elated with joy, but Sri Ramakrishna was not happy. Rather, he scolded him. What a small-minded person you are. I thought that you would become a huge banyan tree under the shades of which thousands of scorched souls would take shelter. You are thinking about your own mukti. Don't you sing that song, Jo kuch hai, so tu hi hai? Why do you want to see God only with closed eyes? Can you not see Him with open eyes? That day Swamiji's eyes were opened. And ultimately when he did have Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna said, now this experience would remain locked and the key will be with me. You have to do mother's work, after which this will be opened up to you once again. But still Swamiji did not accept it. After Sri Ramakrishna's Mahasamadhi, he went on a Bharat Parikrama and he tried heaven and earth to get back to that Nirvikalpa Samadhi state once again. He desperately sought initiation from Pawari Baba because he was so deeply impressed by this extraordinary yogi. He wanted to be initiated by Pawari Baba. But the previous night, he was lying on a camp cot under open skies. Just he saw Sri Ramakrishna by his bedside, looking at him with a sorrowful face. Sri Ramakrishna did not speak a word, but that vision was very stunning. It was as if Sri Ramakrishna was pleading with him not to go ahead with his resolve. Because if Swamiji had again experienced Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he would have given up his body and that would have been the end of the Ramakrishna movement. But so much drama was to unfold. So, it seems 21 times Sri Ramakrishna had to appear and prevent Swamiji from going ahead with his resolve. Then the rest is history. So you see, our tradition is based on intense sadhana. That is our speciality. Unfortunately, today in most of our talks, in most of our discussions, most of our things, we hardly emphasize this aspect. What was special about Mahapurush Maharaj? He was not a person who would give lectures, but his very presence was Raja Maharaj. So our tradition, if you see the first generation monks immediately who came after the direct disciples, most of them were of that order. I do not know whether you are aware of this. Virajananji. He became the president of the order, but with the condition that he would continue to stay at least a substantial part of the time in a year at Shamlatal. Because that is how he started Shamlatal. Even Mayavati he found crowded. Imagine even now Mayavati once in a way some leopard streaks in. Those days it was probably a regular occurrence. Hardly a handful of people were there. Even that he found was not quite enough. So he went searching for a place deep in the jungle. Somehow Mr. Xavier came with him and they selected, and virtually he constructed it with his own hand, so to say. He had done all the tree cutting and this and that, woodwork. So Shamlatal Ashrama was, largely built by his own labor, so to say. So, that is how the Shamlatal Ashrama started. So, when he, as president, it was in Shamlatal, this incident, it was, every day, morning, some around 3 or 3 o'clock or 3:30, the sevak would give a cup of tea to Maharaj, probably a black tea. So that day he went, he saw Maharaj was deeply absorbed in meditation. He came back. Tiffin time, breakfast time, he went and saw Maharaj is the same condition. Came back. Noon prasad time, went and saw Maharaj, same condition. Evening tea time, same condition. Around 7 o'clock or so, Maharaj opened his eyes and says, Koi tumra maake to cha dile na? You have not given me my morning tea? Maharaj, it is Sandhya. Are rakho tumhare shakal Sandhya. Keep your morning and evening. Yesterday night I was closing the windows at around 10 o'clock. It was raining heavily. It was lightning and thunder. I came and sat. Night 10 o'clock up to next day evening 7 o'clock he had sat deep in meditation. Imagine, please, this is our inheritance. This is our property. This is what we have really got from our elders. So, unless we live up to that, our life is absolutely, it's really not worth the name. We are not really in the tradition of Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Sharada Vivekananda. We are not in that parampara. Unless we take to that kind of an intense life of sadhana. So, depending upon our life, our circumstances, etc., yes, everyone can't do it the same way, but at least essentially there should be complete clarity about our life, what we should do, what we are up to. You will be, all of you are seeing a lot of YouTube videos in this and that. There are speakers who are far more brilliant than our Swamis. Even the best, I am saying, not to talk about people, ordinary people like me, even the best of our Swamis, nowhere compared to some. I have personally listened to J. Krishnamurti. I have not heard a speaker like him. 3,000, 4,000 audience, sitting spellbound, stunned into silence. He can arrest your mind. That kind of a speaker. So, that these are all not our traditions. Our tradition is to live a life completely dedicated to intense sadhana. So, let us try to understand what is the goal of our life, why we have come, what is the meaning of this taking diksha, coming into this parampara, into this sampradaya, what is all that? See, please remember, many of us are associated for 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, someone like me more than 50 years. Supposing, people ask you, you are so devoted, you are going, what have you got to tell me? What will you tell them? Oh, I get regularly narke laddu, sandesh and other khichdi prasad, plenty we get. Is it what we will tell them? So, please remember, let us take the mandate. You see, the very strength of this movement, it depends upon sadhakas. The movement bereft of sadhakas would lose its vibe, would lose its power, energy, everything. So, all of us see that huge homa fire which Ramakrishna, Mother, Swamiji and the direct disciples lit up and nurtured with their own lives, so to say. Let us add our own little ahutis. Each one of us, let us take that sankalpa. Is my life oriented towards sadhana? You see, we accept difficulties, we have problems, everything is there. But, in and to that, is that current running through in our heart? Do we really understand the importance of it? Are we, see, if you struggle a little, literally, as Ramakrishna says, if you take one step, he will take 10 steps towards you. But are we sincere? Do we really use the time, energy, everything available, disposable at our, are we doing it? See, that sincerity. See, in my younger days, when I had just joined, immediately I was brought to Belur Math, where I spent 30 years. But no, it's not like that Belur Math of these days, where the newcomers have tremendous restriction. You cannot go here, you cannot go there, you cannot talk to even other Swamis and things like that. A lot of restrictions. But I had worked outside and this and that had come. I was from a totally different background. I was not from any rural Bengal who had not seen Calcutta. I'm not like that. So I had gone to our own, the professionals training center. There was one Swami. I went there to study Sanskrit. But this came to the knowledge of the elders and I was reprimanded for transgressing the rules and asked not to go. So I went there to take leave of the Swami and I was almost in tears. Then he told me, you see, he had some small little technical qualification. He was some diploma holder or something. He had come to become a monk. He was some 20 years, 30 years senior to me, so to say. So he says, when I came, those days it was even more traditional. He had come to become a traditional monk, Shastra Charcha, this, that. But the moment they saw his qualification, they immediately posted him to a small workshop attached to our Sarada Pit Center, which is adjacent to Belur Math. He had the shock of his life. But he said, every day I used to get half an hour time during the lunch break, and every day I used to study. You see, today, my very job is studying and teaching. I don't have to seek time separately because my very job is that. So what he said was, if you are sincere, you will get. You will not lack opportunities. You will get everything. So, let this be the central theme, the driving force of our life. See, when we meet among ourselves, when we devotees meet, when we meet sadhus, when we arrange satsangs, when we have all that, please, this is what we should emphasize. But we can't emphasize unless we practice. Supposing I never do any serious japa or meditation, can I say? Nothing can be worse than that. It's better not to say. So, see, when we meet, mutually we should encourage, we should again and again, take stock. Are we serious? Are we doing? How much time we are? See, otherwise, Thakur, Man, Swamiji, Rajamara, they all clearly said that. Rajamara says, do 10,000 japa every day. If you don't, I don't know the exact number, something like that. If you don't anything, you don't get anything, come and slap me, he says. That kind of assurance. Mother says, you do. Gorir Khatar Matan. Just like the hands of a clock. You must do it, whether you like it or not. Whether you feel up to it or not, whatever be your condition, you should never give up that habit. Sometimes you may not feel like doing, still you should not give up. That nishtha is so important. Nishtha can be a tremendous help to us. It will save us from great dangers, from great digressions. Supposing, you have that's what, that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Arjuna asks a very valid question. He says, you are talking about so much of this Advaita, nature of this thing, Nainam Chindanti Sastrani, Nainam Dhavati Pavaka and all that. It's all right. But I feel my mind is so restless. Chanchalam hi manak Krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigram manye vayuriva sujushkaram. My mind is so restless. Like here it is just getting scattered all over. How do I bring it under control? I find it is impossible. Sri Krishna did not feel irritated or did not scold him. He said, yes. Asamsayam mahabahu manodur nigraham chalam. I understand you are a great warrior, but I do understand it is very difficult. Asamsaya mahabahu. But what is the way? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihite. Abhyasa and vairagya. And of the two also, he placed first abhyasa. Because he knows vairagya is so difficult, more difficult. So, abhyasa is like that. You just like that, just got drawn into it. If you get into that right atmosphere, right place, right time, simply you'll be drawn into it. See, there was a very favorite disciple of revered Swami Vivekananda. She must be about 65, 70 years old. Maharaj had so much affection in her because she had not married and all that. But how she came, there were 3 friends. One was already initiated, the 2 others were not. So the 3 went to see Maharaj. The other person said, I will take initiation. The third person, please, never ever mention all this. I don't want initiation. Never mention mine. But when the 3 went and made pranam, the one who was initiated simply told Maharaj, these 2 want initiation. The third one became so angry. She was with a very, bejar mukh kare, Bangla, with a very sulken face. Maharaj simply said, Acha, go and take the form from the office. He was terribly angry. And she had to take because Maharaj had told. And then Maharaj started talking to her. She writes, after being there, unknown to myself, suddenly I started liking Maharaj so much. So much so, Maharaj would always remember. He went to Amarnath. From there he sent a wire or something. Would you like to come now? That person used to live somewhere near Manikchala. When wherever Maharaj would go, huge entourage, like people would follow him. And there was always a big crowd. So, he was from the crowd. This lady was asking, Maharaj, where is my house? Because she is from that area. Maharaj knows. But Maharaj says, Kakurgachi. She asked, where is my house, Maharaj? Kakurgachi. No, Maharaj, Manikchala. No, Kakurgachi. You are my daughter. You belong to Kakurgachi. So, if you are little sincere, every door will be open to you. You don't have to worry at all. See, quite often, that is the power. The abhyasa is so powerful. Quite often, people go to a new place, they get transferred. Particularly if they are Bengali, they start looking for whether there's any Bengali club where Durga Puja is being done or something like that. They start searching and suddenly they will find a board also. In every city, every town, there's a Bengali club. So goes inside, sits. Nobody looks at this lady, comes back. But if you think that nobody looked at me and if you don't go again, you are the loser. Second time, or the maximum third time, someone other will catch you. Oh, Abhi Nutunasichen, Kottukile, you have come newly. Where from have you come? Oh, your husband has got transferred. Acha. I live next door to you. Then from the next time onward, they start sharing the same cycle rickshaw to save some transport costs. And then people unknown to each other, after 3-4 months, the other family is going on a holiday to Shimla or somewhere. Apni husband, will you come? They join. See, unknown to each other, in a matter of months, you become close. Why? Abhyasa. That's the power of abhyasa. So if you do abhyasa, what happens? Come what may, this time I will devote for this only. Initially, there will be a lot of problems, lot of difficulties. At that very time, the mobile will ring or the doorman, somebody will press the bell or somebody will ask for tea or coffee or something. The chitan would come or the in-laws would come or this would come, that would come, husband would come. Every kind of deal. But if you stick to it, after some time, people say, Baba, don't call her. At that time, she will not respond. She is dead to the world. Forget it. You'll be branded as incorrigible, but you'll be spared the time. Then, when you start doing it like that day after day, then, we start getting associated. You see, there's a tremendous power of association. That's why they say, you must use the same place, same time, same asana, same this thing. The mind gets attuned. Otherwise, we all We are all engaged in most terrible type of restless activities throughout the day. Obviously, it's very difficult. But then if you make it a habit, particularly in the morning, the first thing when I get up, I will not look into anything else. I will not do anything else. This half an hour or 45 minutes is exclusively my own. I wash my face, if necessary, take a cup of tea, change my clothes, in that select corner in an asana, light a lamp, light a dhoop, set, I'm lost to the world. Do day after day, they will understand. You cannot lie down. Even if you come back from somewhere at 1 o'clock, 1 a.m., you will do that and come back and take rest and not forego that. See, because once you get the taste of it, see, because unless you practice day after day, day after day, day after day, it will not happen just like that. See, spiritual journey is a long-term goal. Nothing happens in 1 day, 2 days, few months, even few years. But then being established, so this is the power of abhyasa. Then something most distracting comes. Normally our tendency is to participate, to enjoy, to be part of it, and thinking, oh, nothing will happen to me. No, it will happen. Whatever we do, everything leaves a bija mark in our chitta, in our mind stuff. So nobody can say, I will do anything and forget it. You cannot forget it. It will come back. And it will come back at the most inappropriate time. When you are doing japa, it will come back, those memories. So, but if you have this abhyasa, what happens at that particular time? You shut the door, physically, mentally, everything. Oh, this most wonderful movie. No. I'm not going to see it. Later on, but this time is my time for japa. It's the time for my meditation. And then, you don't, you turn a deaf ear to all that. That is how, you will really, so, if you do, what happens, this abhyasa and vairagya, he told them together, they are complementary to each other, paripurak. More you develop abhyasa, more you develop tyaga, because of abhyasa, you'll be able to forego or give up so many things. That is how your tyaga will increase. And if you concentrate on tyaga, that will lead you to abhyasa, because when you give up so many things, what will you do in that time? You will do practice. You will do abhyasa. So this abhyasa and tyaga taken together, even a baby step, it's wonderful for us. We can definitely go forward in our spiritual life using that. This is very important, very, very important. Honestly, personally, I feel that I wish I had more life, because I know I'm just towards the end of my journey on earth. So those of you who have time, please start now itself. Do a sankalpa. This much I will do. Every day we will do. Never give up under any circumstance. This much I will certainly do. See, the point is, most of us, what happens in our sadhana? Suddenly we do. Then nothing for some day. Then suddenly we do. That will not add up to anything. Every day, see, one of our Swamis, he was such a maverick personality. He could not adjust anywhere. Then he went on his own here, there, everywhere. During that apartheid days, he was in South Africa and other places for many years. Number of small units he started. Then suddenly, after 50 years or so in other countries, he came to Belur. He was extremely popular. Brahmachari used to crowd around him. So now he will, while discussing, he will quote Kathopanishad 134, chapter 1, 3rd canto, 4th sloka, including number. So Maharaj, how is it that you are so much of, by heart? No, I don't study at all. I don't study much. I just read for half an hour. But I have been doing about 40 years without break. That is what will add. See, every day, we really do not know at all the power of this abhyasa. I think quite a few of you are from West Bengal. West Bengal is full of these pukurs or these ponds. So people take bath. invariably, in all the banks of this pond, there will be one nice shining stone. So just they finish their bath, rub their soul, and then they get up. Most of the people, I think I'm correct. Probably, that's how it happens in many places. But that smoothness of the surface, did it happen just like that? You go and rub your feet against the stone on the road, it will be bleeding like hell. But here, people, they just talking the rub because the surface is so smooth. But that is because year after year, year after year, year after, so many have rubbed their feet. The stone which is so rough outside has become so smooth, and it gives such a soothing effect when you rub your feet on that. So that is the power of abhyasa. Similarly, is tyaga. I think, in the scriptures it's clearly said, tyage naike amartatva manasu. If you want immortality, if you want the highest truth, without tyaga, it's impossible. Yes, but how much does it mean that we throw up everything and get out right now? No, not necessary. Bhagavan gives answers to everything. Salpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Even a little of this practice will protect you from a tremendous fear and catastrophe and so on. So, let us begin wherever we are. I often say, people, I hope the ladies present may not mistake me. So there are people every year, for every occasion, they have to buy a new sari, a new dress, new sari, new dress. They have been buying it for 30 years, 35 years, 40 years. I see that, you see, how thoughtless we are and how intelligent is the shopkeeper. Instead of having his a paid go down, he is keeping his stock for free, and over and above that, he is charging us the full cost. Because you have maybe some 500 or 600 sets of dress. Even if you change every day, you can't exhaust it in 1 year. So it's a dead stock lying unused, and instead of the shopkeeper is using this space, and you are paying him the full amount. So yes, no, I will not buy for every year. Only once only I will buy. I have enough. I don't want. Can we say that? That's also tyaga. Whenever anything comes new in the market, we need not immediately go and buy. No, I have done enough. I have done enough of it. See, that is why, more than anything else, please don't mistake me. I'm just, I'm saying whatever I'm feeling hard. That's why, you see, tyaga can be understood basically like this. Some amount of world weariness. Are we tired of the world? See, I'm damn old. Many of you are in their 50s and late 40s or whatever it is. What have we done? Maybe we have eaten 1,000 kgs of potato, 500 kgs of brinjal, maybe some 200 kgs of gingery oil and this oil and that oil and all kind. What is there in our life? Day after day, get up and do the same thing. Another very, very interesting incident. In my very young days, I had heard J. Krishnamurti. I was maybe in the 15, 16 years, at less than that. See, evening you'd hold a big public meeting, where 3,000, 4,000, that kind of audience would come. In the morning, he would conduct a session for a select few, those who are serious or interested. So now, whenever he speaks, he would pour his heart out. So he was discussing animatedly about death. What is death? Can you die, sir? You'd ask. All your psychological beliefs, ontological beliefs, your gods and goddesses and this and that. Can you die to all that? Like he was going on and on. After listening to him for about 45 minutes, somebody get up. Sir, can you tell us what is death? Oh my God! Put his hands like that. He did not speak for a few minutes. Then thundering he came on. You see, day after day, you will come, sit and listen and go back and lead the same brutish, hellish life of sex, jealousy, violence and so on. How will you understand death? He closed the book and left. So you see, a little dissatisfaction for the world. I would say that's a subtle difference. Now there is a good 10-course dinner is before you. As a teenager, as someone in the early 20s or 20s, the gusto or the vigor or the enthusiasm with which you used to eat, now 20 years later, do you feel less enthusiastic? But, अरे ठीक है भाई, 10 course है, 5 course से क्या थोड़ा लेना है. That is world weirdness. Do we get even that much? Or I find people at 70 more excited. That is not world. That will not take us anywhere. Please remember. Let me be very honest. See, whatever I say is equally. I am not keeping myself apart from all of you. We are together in this journey. But I'm saying, unless, that's why, whenever you see, is what we should ask ourselves. We have been less attracted to the same thing. The clothes, the cars, the other fancy goods, the house, the these, that. I see people every 15 days arrange the furniture this way. Then 15 days another arrangement. Then another. No need. Arey theek hai, rehne do. Let it be there. So, then only we'll have time. Otherwise, you will find most of us when we say we don't have time. That's because most of our time is spent in absolutely one list and it will go on and on. Let me not go on to eternity. See, that is why, in those days, this Vedanta Adhyana of Vedanta, it's not merely reading the text. What you read, you should be able to experience. That is why they would take only those people who are qualified. Adhikaris. Only those who are the adhikaris, they alone would be admitted. Not necessarily one as a Janvi or one is a dhari of a sacred thread or this or that. No. Are you an adhikari? Several disciplines. The first and foremost, Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. The discrimination between the real and the unreal. If you do this one discipline to some extent, if you really analyze every day, how much of my time I spend today in that which is anitya, how much is in nitya, I think, our life will definitely evolve more and more. So tomorrow, is the very sacred occasion of Kalpataru. Sri Ramakrishna clearly says, Kalpataru is the wish-fulfilling tree. But we have to go and ask for it in the right way. He gives a beautiful story. A weary traveler to rest under a tree that was a Kalpataru tree. Suddenly felt, I am feeling so tired. It will be so nice if we get how nice it will be if we could get a bed. Suddenly he finds the most comfortable bed right there. Then he says, I am so hungry. Immediately, what all he could imagine or could not imagine, all those dishes were there. Then he says, how nice it will be if a nice young lady does padaseva to me. Immediately. Then suddenly, one fear. What would happen if a tiger comes now? Immediately tiger comes and devours him. So Sri Ramakrishna says, God is a wish-fulfilling tree. But we must really know what to ask for. But then, Sri Ramakrishna is a true Kalpataru, a Kalpataru of a different dimension, because whatever you might ask, he will give you only spiritual wealth. But in turn, he asks you to do a little sadhana. He will protect you from all worthless desires, worthless hankerings. All that he will protect you. But in turn, he must do a little sadhana. Simply, he will give only spiritual elevation, spiritual knowledge, spiritual awareness, spiritual experience. That is what he would do as a Kalpataru. And for which we need not do extraordinary sadhana like Swamiji or the direct disciples or even the next generation. If you are a little sincere, if you are a little sincere, regular in our practice, if we do some of the things which he advised us through the Kathamrita, the gospel, we'll all feel within a few years, all of us would definitely feel a difference. That's the beauty of this Ramakrishna Avatara. It has many special characteristics. One of the most redeeming feature is his being a wish-fulfilling tree in a true sense, where he would give us spiritual uplift. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ai Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Pramahansu. So I thought I would leave a few minutes for question answers. Anyone who wants to ask, and one by one, the others might mute. Those who ask would ask and then again mute themselves, because otherwise it will disturb others. Anyone is welcome. I think a few one or two hands went up. I don't know where they are here. Shampa has already put the hand up. And where is Shampa? You can ask.
Yes, Shampa. Yeah.
You must also unmute your video so that I know who is asking.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, Maharaj.
Don't remain incognito.
You're right. Should have a face.
Where is Shampa? Disappeared. Simply switched off the video and gone. Anyone else? Someone else gets a chance till Shampa reappears. Yes.
Maharaj, I have a question.
Anything it is okay, or Juma, was it too much? It's okay?
No, not at all, Maharaj. It was like, a reminder to all of us. And what a day, the last...
To me also. When I say that, I very much include in that. I am not keeping myself out of it. I know that I only wish I can do 7-8 hours of meditation every day. I have not been able to do that much. Honestly, I'm telling you. Yeah,
Maharaj,
please.
Yes. Someone
Anybody?
Maharaj, I have a question.
Yeah.
We all know that just like we are all like the Duryodhans in the Mahabharata. We all know that we should do the abhyasa and everything.
Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. Okay. Yes.
But how do we see, especially over here, since we are doing everything, we get so tired at the end of the day. We know we should be sitting for our japam and meditation, which we do. We do at least that. But please, when it comes to the studying the scriptural texts every day, for even 10 minutes, I am not able to bring myself. I get so tired.
No, that is why you see what I'm saying. No, as far as you are concerned, for your studies, see, many of the scriptures are very difficult to read and even understand. No need. Gospel is the essence of all the scriptures. Every day, day after day, read the gospel. Just 3-4 pages. That you can, however tired you may be, you can read. The next day, try to remember what you read the previous day. And that will be tremendous value addition to your spiritual life. And then you can similarly read Mother's life, Mother's teaching. These are all not at all strenuous to read. But if you go to Upanishads and Gita and all that to understand the Sanskrit, the translation and the import, so many bhashyas, so many different shades of, no need. See, Thakur himself says, Nije ke matile norul wali obe. Onnadir matikule tarwar sab kuch jai. To kill others, you need big weapons. To kill oneself, a nail cutter is enough.
Right.
So, you don't worry, unless you want to become a preacher and give lectures and all that. If you don't want to give talks, for you, this is more than enough, and you will feel completely filled. I also largely draw from Kathamrita only, because I was a very poor student. I was never studious in my college days and all that. And how can I, in here also I have been working like anything. Slowly now at this late age, I am trying to pick up all that, but it's too late. But this Kathamrita, Mayur Katha, all those I can read, and I largely manage with that stock only.
Yes, Maharaj, but that part which, yes, I read. But then moment I close the book, it's like what I was reading, it goes off. So how do I then?
No, you don't buy. Again you read. If you are not able to remember, next day read again the same pages. You see, the point is, Kathamrita, if you read even 10 pages in all, there will be at least 4 or 5 wonderful ideas, enough for your life. So if you don't remember, next day again read the same 4 pages. Third day again the same 4 pages. Fourth, then your mind will become your servant. Initially it is trying to wag its tail, but it will obey you. Initially. The initial, actually, all this, the first step is the difficult thing. The initial breakthrough. Once you break through, then you will find that many of things are very easy for you and you can definitely do that. And, that's why the most thing is, like I always give this example, young children from very rich families, the mother would give very good food, then vitamin, then bonvita, then something else, trying to, give pushti or these from all angles. So Kathamrita, then discussion, friends, company, so important to keep company, once in a way, just even 1-to-1, 1 and 2. Whenever we talk, can we share a little what we read, what we understood? Simply with close friends. Oh, this is what he read. Do you think what is Thakur saying to say? What do we get out of it? See, that kind of a culture we should develop, so that slowly this becomes a beautifully organized thing. And then slowly you'll find that once those ideas start sinking in, after some time you'll find that you are certainly able to not only remember, you're able to relate, able to derive certain sense out of all that, and that will really give you a direction.
প্রণাম মহারাজ, সত্যজিৎ দত্ত বলছি। অনেকদিন বাদে আপনার কথা শুনে ভীষণ ভালো লাগলো। না, খুব ভালো লাগলো আপনার কথাগুলো শুনে, যদিও এগুলো আমাদের জানা কথা যেটা আপনি বলেছেন, যেন অভ্যেস করতে পারি। এই পাশে আছি
মহারাজ, এখানেই আছি। প্রণাম মহারাজ।
Yes, please tell me, Sachit Babu, bolun. Please tell me.
না, এটাই মনে হলো মহারাজ, যে এই প্রশ্নটা আমাদের অনেকেই জিজ্ঞেস করে যে রামকৃষ্ণ মিশনের সঙ্গে বাইরের অন্য জায়গায় এত পাবলিসিটি, এত ভিড়, তোমাদের তো ওরকম নেই। তো তখন না ঠিক উত্তরটা কি দেব বুঝতে পারতাম না, কিন্তু আপনার আজকের এটা শুনে মনে অনেক জোর পেলাম।
Yes, you please clearly say that. You see, we do not know. We are in this movement not because we want to prove anything to anybody. Even in these few years, we do not know what we have got, but definitely we have got more peace of mind. We are much more peaceful, happy, contented. It's enough. That's what we have got certainly. And we, with great sincerity, we are pursuing this. So we believe in practice. We don't believe in advertisement. We don't believe in telling others or converting others. No, for our own benefit we are here. And we'll do it like this. So be firm, with some kind of certainty, if you have to say, that's possible only if you have been sincere at least for some years, is it not? If you have been like that, then we will have the courage to say, yes, this is what it is. This is why we are there. This is how we have been going. We'll continue to go. That much. Rai Kamal wants to ask something. Then please mute yourself. Yes.
Pranam Maharaj, Modayer একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল।
Pranam Maharaj. So Maharaj, we do japas.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
but we try to do japas. The time of japa is fine. The time we read Kathamrita is fine. Time we go to ashrama is fine. But before and after, this mind is, into so many things, okay? Yeah. And you said do sadhana, right? So I think primarily it's meditation. So is there something simple which is as simple as do things?
You see, the point is, Mother herself says, meditation is, it comes much, much later. Because, it's not easy to meditate like that. But I can give you something very simple to start with. Supposing, in the morning when you get up, morning at least once a day, definitely we can all practice, if not twice. And this once, if it happens to be the first thing in the morning, that would kind of, set the tone for the whole day. So we can begin our morning that way. So whatever be the time, try to get up. No, the more you wait, Chirag, wait. So if you delay, then more and more will become engaged. We cannot. So first of all, somehow try to cultivate the habit of going to bed at least by 10 o'clock or so that at least at 5 you can get up. 7 hours of sleep, ordinary people certainly require. Although if you're intent sadhana and all, the 3 hours, 3.5 hours will also be enough. But now at this stage where most of us are, you would require maybe 7 hours. So if you compulsorily go to bed by 10 and not indulge in, see, many houses I find at 10 o'clock only they start for night food. They finish and get up after dinner. Go to bed at 11:30 or 12. That will not help you at all. Compulsorily, that's why in this ashrama I made it 7:30 is the evening prasad time. I said no. You all go, eat, do whatever you like, but morning you must come to temple. So 10 to 5, if you sleep peacefully, morning you can just wash, etc., etc. And there should be a specific corner or a shrine room or whatever it is for that purpose. Then change clothes, if necessary, have a cup of tea, and then light a diya and dhoop. Then you sit. What happens when we sit? Of course, if you had good rest, the mind will be to a certain extent calm. Quite often, the rest also is not that much. Whatever it is, when we sit, the mind starts, wandering in 1,000 directions. So please do not try to control the mind. Sit quietly. Make yourself a witness, sakshi. Try to observe where all your mind is going about. Let it go to the best or the worst of places, don't worry. You detach yourself. Watch the mind. Do this for about 10-15 minutes. You will find it over a period of time, the mind would become tired and it will stop wandering much faster. Then after that, since I think most of you are initiated, then you can, as advised by your guru, etc., imagine the form of a devata in your heart, and then just in a prayerful way, try to be in the presence, try to witness or see that luminous form of your Ishta Devata. And another 15-20 minutes. This half an hour will give you slowly, if you do it day after day over a period of time, you'll really enjoy that morning meditation. And then, of course, definitely you will do japa, etc. So morning, see, I always say that, we are so unselfish, we don't care for our own spiritual life. No, in spiritual life, you need to be selfish. At least, just, in 24 hours, all put together, can we not give at least 1 hour to that? In that, we can do everything. Morning, first. By 5, I get up. By 5:20 or 5:30, I get ready. 5:30 to 6:30 is absolutely my time. Let the world go to hell, dogs, anything. Is 1 hour, I'm not going to do anything. Then you'll find that you're really getting charged up. And then you work as hard as you like, do everything during the day. And then, slowly towards the end of the day, before you sleep, try to reduce a little of... So if you watch a horror movie and go to bed, obviously you cannot sleep peacefully. See, at least 1 or 2 hours before going to bed, slowly reduce the watching of TV and other things and all that. You stop at least 1 or 2 hours before going to bed, and then slowly, naturally, take food, little walk there, quietly read something, and go to bed by 10. And then you will find that you are able to get up comfortably and also spend the time in the morning. 1 hour, if you spend it well, that will give you tremendous strength, everything for the whole day. That will sustain you. Then the more and more you practice, you will start liking it, the time will increase, everything will become. See, it's a question of, long practice, etc., etc.
Yeah, Pranam, thank you, Maharaj. Pranam.
Yes, Chirag?
Pranam, Swami.
Yeah, yes.
Today, in today's lecture, you told us about that intense sadhana, abhyasa, vairagya, and all this gives, it will lead you to spiritual enlightenment slowly by slowly. Okay. But,
Yes.
Have Thakurji, Shardam or Swamiji, have they ever stated in their time that do such a sadhana that you will be enlightened and Jivan Mukh, you will live this life as a Jivan Mukh?
Yeah, Thakur clearly says, you give up everything for the sake of God. Then you will get everything. Kadamrita is full of such exhortations. Mother was very, very considerate. No, mother, mostly housewives. Those days, housewives had tremendous amount of work to do and all that, family to manage, which a large number of children and so on. So she would, but to those who are interested in spiritual life, her guidance was very, very different. What we get as, Mayur Katha, the words of mother, it's only her just with the ordinary people who were struggling. She wanted to be a source of, strength, encouragement, etc. to everybody. But if you read it carefully, there are some reminiscences where she is very, very emphatic about sadhana, etc.
That is what I'm asking you, that which are the sadhanas that are guaranteed by the Swamiji, Shardama and
Definitely,
Thakurji,
Thakur,
Jivan Mukta in this very life.
How they've all achieved. They've all got it. How they did it. Intense sadhana, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours, Japan meditation. What else? This is the sadhana.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah. I'm sorry to say that, but my wish if tomorrow, every year, I go to Thakur Mandir on 1st January, asking only, I remember Janaka and the story of Janaka, he got enlightenment. And
See,
here and now.
Thakur himself says, everybody cannot be a Janak Raja. He himself says.
Yeah.
They are all, they are exceptions rather than the rule.
Yeah.
So Janak Raja was a great Brahmagyani, but we cannot even, it's much simpler to be a good sadhak rather than Janak Raja. Janak Raja's state was far more difficult. But he didn't come just like that. He also had to go through tremendous this thing. So, whatever you do, you see, Chirag, let us do it sincerely. But if you say that if you are really demanding, then you must also put in that amount of this thing. Otherwise, see, great artists, great musicians, you all admire Kaushik's singing and all. That kind of gamaka and all, don't they come out of throat just like that? 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours of practice to achieve something at the level of the senses. If this is the amount of practice that is required, how much is required to go beyond senses? Imagine that. It's not easy. But yes, see, the journey began, itself is a great thing. So let us assume that and then be sincere to the extent possible. See, it's simple science, simple mathematics. The more you do, the more you will get it. That's it.
Jai Thakur.
Yes, Juma, I think that brings us to the end. There is no more questions. We have all finished.
I would like to thank you so much for today's talk.
She had her hand raised again.
No.
Is it Shampal? I don't know.
No, but
where is Shampal?
She raised her hand.
Shampa is not.
No. That hand is raised
Shampa
right
is
from the
neither
beginning.
noting nor is she asking.
Shampa Roy,
You
are
can
you?
ask Shampal.
No, she's not. She's not.
Shampa is not there.
No.
Which Shampa? Is that Delhi Shampa?
I don't know, Maharaj. I don't know. I don't know.
She's not there.
Pranam Maharaj.
Yeah.
And
Maharaj, I would like to thank you so very much for the talks.
Yeah.
So inspiring. And towards the closure of 2023, we've got such beautiful tips, Maharaj, from you that we start from tomorrow what we have been sort of thinking and lacking in such a simple way. You answered all questions. Thank you so very much, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Wish you all a very happy New Year, Maharaj.
Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Juma.
Pranam
thank you
Maharaj.
so much for joining. And Maharaj,
Yes.
can we request a session, at least a session a month?
Yeah, once a month we can do, no problem.
Yes,
Huh?
Maharaj.
We'll fix the date and do. Okay?
Yes.
Pranam Maharaj.
Pranam Maharaj.
Again for everybody, maybe once a Sunday a month we can do so that all can join. Huh?
Yes. Okay.